everybody. Welcome back to the Thrift Store Horde, episode 11. Thanks for being here. If you're here, you're probably as crazy as us hunting these items and just grabbing nostalgia whenever you see it. That's what we love to do here. You've got Jason, and of course, my buddies are here. Kevin?
What's going on? I'm trying a different background. This is the comics. This is the to be read section. These are all recent that I got to read. And then this is the bagging and boarding process. Black Canary says hello.
And I'm feeling thrifty over here. I'm Adam. Hey.
I'm thrifty.
Yeah, we noticed we got lots of green here. I still got my ugly green wall behind me, but there we go. Sky Striker, my Sky Striker shirt on today. But
oh, that's cool looking shirt too. Yeah,
picked that up from T Public, I think, when I got my KB shirt too. Love that thing. Anyway, so we got several rounds to show you this week. I think a lot of the usual stuff. I've got a lot of books. I've got a couple music things and a kind of a random thing. Anybody got a notion to go first this time around?
I can. I'll run with it here real quick.
Okay.
I figure we'll just get our personal libraries out of the way. We can start with some books here. I picked up a couple here that were just very pristine copies of books from a publisher that was very nostalgic for me. Kevin, I'm curious if you come up with any of these in your day-by-day job here, but this is an Oz series by Del Rey Books. And this is from the early 80s. There was like a second printing. I guess the series started in the 70s, but I just thought it was interesting because they were in really great shape. And I hadn't read these before. It felt like something actually my wife would have read back in the day. These look familiar at all, Kevin?
They do look familiar, but not for why you think. I mean, yes, I do remember them coming out and being republished and everything, but there's a good chance over the last few years I've seen every single version of every Wizard of Oz book and everything in the series, because L. Frank Baum's hometown is one of the towns that my work services.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So, and they have a parade every year. Well, I mean, COVID, I don't know if they've done it recently, but they have a Wizard of Oz themed parade every year. And they would always invite, because some of the Munchkins are the only people still living from the cast. I think there's like maybe 2 or 3 left now. But they would be the grand marshals for the parade. There's all sorts of Frank Baum stuff all over the place. So they have a collection of it. And a lot of the older versions come through work all the time, being traded between all the different libraries and facilities.
That's awesome. Yeah, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Little tiny thing from my area.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. Now this next thing here is another nostalgic book, which is, hey, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Now I have a copy of this, but it's super beat up and used, and this is a first edition, it says on the inside.
Nice.
First edition, so fresh from the book fair, right? So I thought that was really nice to just put that out at Halloween. That'll be part of my mood table, but also in a different realm, books on tape. So I've been taking Jason's advice, right? Go through the books on tape, see if I find any Betamax sealed there. But instead, I have Leslie Nielsen's autobiography. It's The Naked Truth. I had this book when I was a teenager. I got it at a bookstore. Crown Books was our local, chain, and I remember buying it. So it's just a single tape in there. We got, but it's read by Leslie Nielsen. So it actually reminds me a lot of Bruce Campbell's book, If Chins Could Kill. I had that too. So, but it's very fictionalized, his autobiography. It's like sort of true, and then he adds in all this ridiculous stuff. But also, who's also often on the hunt with me, right, is my 3-year-old, my son. And he, just to show you that we are spending too much time in thrift stores, he knows what I want now. And so I was
second set of eyes. Yeah.
And he goes, Dad, look. And so it's a Batman 66 trivia book.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
So it's really awesome. I was excited to find this. I had a similar book back in the 90s. This is obviously a much more graphically based one, but the one I had like listed every episode and it had all this trivia and stuff. So that was a fun find. And then finally for my books, I did share this on social media way back when, but the official book of Micro Machines. So it is floppy, that spiral bound. There, it was kind of weird though. Like if you look at the pictures in here, you know, like they set up, you know, their nice little, you know, oh, a farm setting or whatever. But yeah, so it's kind of interesting. They're really just like the basic models. There wasn't anything like super licensed or fun in here I was hoping to see, because this is early days of the Micro Machine trend, but still fun.
Now, I want to say that there's trading cards that came with that, because I've seen Micro Machines trading cards and with some kind of book, a catalog maybe, but the front cover kind of looks like trading cards to me.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't mention anything like, you know, there's no burst here that says with trading cards. It just says collector's edition, hundreds of hot miniatures in full color. So that's the claim, at least for that. So, but yeah, those are my book finds of late, which are pretty fun.
What were you going to say, Kevin? I'm sorry.
I love that spiral bound so it can lay flat.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't shock me if part of it was the idea was to put your own Micro Machines on top of those pictures. I wonder how close they are to how close the pictures are to the actual scale of the Micro Machines.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Library.
All right. So I'll build up to it. All right. I won last week. Last time we recorded. I did find another puzzle. It's just going to be a little rapid fire one. I did find another puzzle though. It is not He-Man this time. Sorry, I apologize. It is G.I. Joe.
Hey.
Yeah.
But it's so pretty. It is so pretty. And just consider the characters too that they've chosen and the, you know, which toys and all that it was. Like I remember every single one of these coming out.
I mean, is that Snake Eyes and Jinx, the two ninjas, or who is that?
No. Firefly and a Crimson Guard.
Oh.
And then Scrap Iron. So the G.I. Joe Hydro base is over here with Shipwreck, Roadblock, Barbecue, Mutt, and I think that's Airtight. I'm not totally sure.
So my buddy had that Hydro base and he had a jacuzzi in his backyard. So we used to take it, put it in his jacuzzi. He had waterfalls. We'd have jungle adventures with the Joes and everything with that. Like it was so fun.
It also has the Zares sticker on it.
Ooh.
Which that's a long defunct. We had one in our area, but that was closed up. Like, I mean, I was still a little kid when that one closed up. This isn't my wizard themed one, but it doesn't really fit for anything else. Adam mentioned a couple times there for the cards, the various cards that have been advertised in Wizards, and one I believe was from the Hildebrands.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not both of them. This is only one. But this is the story of Robin Hood with illustrations and paintings by Greg Hildebrandt.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, I couldn't believe I found this at all. But just absolutely gorgeous paintings throughout it. I don't know why, like, it's weird that it's just one of them, though. Like, that does shock me a little bit.
Yeah, it feels like they're always a team. You're right, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not totally sure if they were arguing at the time. You know, whatever it might be, but just so pretty. So, and I've never read the full story of Robin Hood in my life. I know that's kind of missing on there. And then you had a most recent episode. There was a question about how to collect comics and how to get into it and everything. So, coincidentally, I had recently found Comics: The Beginning Collector.
Hey.
So based on when it came, you know, here's your starring one. So clearly this was of a certain era. Honestly, I'd say it was probably pre-Wizards. But it does have, you know, so here's when to collect and everything. But then it's like, here's a Punisher Limited Series, here's Badger, and then here's Ninja Turtle Adventures.
Wow.
So it's like, what an odd collection of titles here that we're offering, you know, advice for you to collect here. But all about just what comics to look for, how to store them, how to haggle to get good prices for it and everything. So it looks like it was one of those like coffee table kind of books there, like the front of Barnes and Noble has. That's my best guess. Concrete.
Oh, nice. Yeah, well, Paul Chadwick there.
Yeah. So how to grade it, how to collect it, where to find comics, how to go to conventions and everything. Part of me is very curious if how much is out of date or just wouldn't work anymore. So I kind of want to just sit down and read it. And honestly, a lot of this advice, and you've probably seen for Wizards, a lot of it's outdated, yes, but a lot of it still holds true. Make a bond, get to know the people, ask around, let people know what you're interested in, come back, become a familiar face, act, professionally, be respectful of people, little things like that a lot of times people forget, and we've all seen it at conventions and shows and all. Some people just don't know how to act.
No doubt.
All right, so all those didn't really fit for a theme for later rounds, so I'm just knocking those all out right away.
Cool.
Okay, Jason,
Yeah,
you're next.
I quickly became the G.I. Joe guy at my local comic shop once I started perusing the back bins. But speaking of comics, found a couple older comics. Here's an issue of Popeye from I think 72 or 74. I'm sorry. Popeye the Sailor. It's Cousin Doofus. Yeah. There was just a bunch of old ones. I see a lot of like Uncle Scrooge and even some of the Looney Tunes ones, and I picked up a few of those for Christmas presents last year. But some of them just kind of catch my eye and love to take a look at it. The Jetsons. This was from 1965, number 15 in the series. I kind of thumbed through there. I was looking at the ads. That's always fun. It's funny, so we went Saturday to the thrift store and had bought tickets to see Batman Saturday night, and Batman was everywhere. I don't know, just on the brain or whatever. I walked in, I found one of the frosted mugs for $1 from McDonald's, which I already have all 4, but I figured I'll pick it up and it'll be a giveaway or something someday. Found this the Dark Knight Trilogy. It's an illustrated book, The Art and Making of, and it's a abridged edition, because it says right over here from the abridged edition from the New York Times bestseller. But you've got some awesome just images throughout of that whole movie trilogy, and behind the scenes pictures. And I love that that mask of the Joker there. I have a little bobblehead with that character. But so I found that was pretty cool. We're always looking for these comic strip books, right? The collections. Here's one. This one was from 2015. It was published in 2015, but goes back to I think 1954. So you get a lot of the 50s comic strips in here. So that's fun. I like picking up the Peanut stuff. How about the Fox and Hounds storybook? Hide and Seek. It's from the early 80s. This one I believe I have, but I'm always picking up the storybooks.
Cool. Yeah.
War of the GoBots. I think I actually picked up a copy at RetroCon last year, but I just love all the illustrations in here. They're just so great. And speaking of, this one really got me going, because I have the one where he goes to the fair, I think it is. The Alf Summer Camp Adventure. And I think there's 5 or 6 in the series. This is from 87. But again, just some fun illustrations in here. There's Alf shooting a bow and arrow. Where else are you going to find stuff like that? This one was fun. This is from the early 90s, I think 92. More Fun with Waldo. Of course, I'm a big Waldo fan. The puzzles I have. And this one is interesting. It's not just finding him and like a seek and find. It's got some story over here and little facts about, like this one is all about sports. So I thought that was pretty fun. And then a couple movie storybooks. The Adventures of Milo and Otis. You remember this one?
I have a copy of VHS of the
I'm
Avengers
sure
of
you
Milo
do.
Domus. Yeah.
I'm sure you do. But yeah, just story and photos from the movie. I remember watching that one. And then this one got me real excited too. Hardback, the ET storybook, which I think maybe you have, Adam.
I have the book and record set. I don't have the hardback
Okay.
of that one. I had a Back to the Future hardback, I think. Yeah.
That's what it was. That's what it was. I remembered you had shown, but it's more story really than pictures. But there's still some great images from the film in the book. So yeah, I got to show them on the bike, of course. But hardback, that was really nice for $1. And then another one that I thought was really fun. Of course, I don't have the young kids anymore. My youngest is 8, but I found the ultimate DC superhero board book collection.
Oh.
So you pop this open. This is a pretty cool little thing here. I can't remember what date I saw on this as far as when it was published, 2015. So it's not too far ago, but you got these little board books inside. And of course, today is actually National Women's Day. So why not my first book of girl power? And you get all these wonderful images in here of just all the characters.
So they still sell those at Barnes and Noble, like you can buy them individually. And I tried to get my daughter; she wasn't interested. And I was like, "Man, come on, we'll get you the girl power book."
Yeah. So there's it's your basic stuff, ABCs and superpower, super villains. I have a super villain book. That's a larger book. It's silver on the outside that I picked up at my local comic shop to show the villains to my boys. Trying to get them interested, and they, like you, it's a tough sell sometimes, but I thought that was fun. For $4 I picked up that whole set, and I think it goes for around $15 or $20. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. So that's most, if not all, of the books that I've found lately. What else you got, Adam?
All right. Well, I'll get into a round of videotapes here. So after the recent Rental Return Season 2 wrap up here, one of the video heroes who we were interviewing had worked at Movie Gallery. And then all of a sudden, I found an rental tape from Movie Gallery. And to add to our wizard theme, it's a copy of Chasing Amy. I don't know if you can see that, which has plenty of 90s comics superstars in it. So it was just kind of fun to get a rental copy there. So that was nice. This next one was just, I don't see horror that often, right? So it's a big deal. I found a cut box version of Candyman a couple months ago, but I found like just a slipcase version. So that was cool to get that. Haven't seen the new one yet. This one was fun though. So sealed VHS, right? Like I've been finding them still. Like I found a copy of Half Baked that was sealed, which goes for quite a bit if it's actually all the way sealed. Mine had a slight cut in it, so it's still sold really fast and well, but so that one's gone. But how about this one, guys? Hot Country Dancing. Now, the thing about this, though, is she is the choreographer for Achy Breaky Heart and The Romeo, which I remember Achy Breaky Heart. I do not remember the Romeo dance. Anybody?
No.
I don't know.
That was about the time I was listening to country, but yeah, nothing.
Yeah, so I had to pick that up. Maybe I'll break the plastic on it. I'm sure it's not a hot collectible, but we'll find out. Speaking of sealed tapes, this is another one. This is a reseal of The Player. Fans of Sequel Quest, of which there were very few, knew that I kind of had a thing against Tim Robbins. I don't know what it is. I just didn't appreciate him as an actor, but this is just interesting because on the bottom here, it says Videoland, someplace called Videoland, but then on the front, the stickers say Movie Buffs. So I don't know. It's been through several different distribution places. So I thought that was kind of fun. This was interesting though. I have a lot of the VHS cleaning kits, the ones that are just dry, like magnetic tapes or whatever, they just say that they're not wet, but this is one of the ones that actually uses alcohol, and you actually take out the tape and it's got little brushes, and then you dab the alcohol on and run it through. So I hadn't had one of this style yet, and I actually had to use it on a DVD VCR combo that I got at Goodwill. Even with the cleaning though, I couldn't get the VCR to work. It still had like lines running through it and stuff. So I had to return it. So that was a bummer. But finally here on the VHS front, this is what I didn't remember seeing back in the day. And it's one of the coolest ever, Johnny Mnemonic. Okay. I don't know if you guys have come across this ever, but this is like plastic. Okay. This is like a clear plastic that's been printed on. You can actually see the cassette, like the data that's being stored in his head, but check it out. Whoa. It's an orange tape. And like, so like you upload it into his brain. Isn't that awesome?
That's pretty cool.
It's really cool. So I wish that, gimmick had been used more often, because I really have not seen that before. So super fun.
Yeah. I think you could use it for like the lawnmower man or something,
Exactly. Yeah. So that's all I got for this round.
I don't know if either of you guys have seen it in any VHS people that you follow, but I would pick up any tape that's a different color, because there are people that will modify them. They'll get a different colored tape and pop a different movie into it that matches the theme of it better than whatever the movie is for the color. So I've grabbed like red ones, blue ones, whatever, and just sold it. No one cares what movie is actually on it. They just want to alter it and adapt it and all.
Oh yeah, I mean definitely the Nickelodeon tapes. Most of those were orange. So yeah.
I've seen some, like my copy of ET has just the back side of it is green for some reason. Different colors back there too.
Yep. I found The Firm is a blue tape.
Oh.
Which shocked me. Yeah. All right. So a couple weeks ago, I was visiting my friend Matt, and we went around to a bunch of stores. And there's this chain in my area called Real Deals, and stuff is usually $1 and kind of like Dollar Tree. Some of them might be $1.25, $1.50, whatever. It's cash only. They only have like one person working there that's putting everything out, plus dealing with it all. And it's pretty much like whatever closeout BS stuff they can find, they just grab it and throw it out there. They had, I didn't grab them because it might shock people, but I'm not a small. They had a wall of nothing but like old Loot Crate shirts that were all smalls.
I've seen those in Ollie's actually.
Yeah.
Some Loot Crate stuff. Yeah.
Because definitely the size that's not selling.
Yeah.
Yeah. They know their audience. So, but randomly in the middle of the store was a pallet full of books, and it said like 6 for $1 or whatever it was. And I'm looking through, and a lot of it's crap. And then I start looking, I'm like, where did these books even come from? Like, these are old books. This is some sort of like, and again, something I've seen for stuff. There's people that just like buy up books. They do donations. They do the bins. They do like Salvation Army, Goodwill closeouts, whatever. They ship them all to their warehouse, and they just bundle stuff together, and whatever they can make a profit off of, they do. And the rest, they're just like, here, take it for like $1 a box or whatever. So I gotta imagine that's where these came from. But I started digging around because, oh my God, this was all like in these boxes, all of this. All right. So first off, we have the Wuzzles and the Haunted Castle.
Oh,
Wow.
I started finding one. I'm like, oh, I'm in. I'm all set. I will be digging through these boxes. Matt, go somewhere else for a while. Sorry. Let me know if you find anything else cool. But I was so excited. It didn't stop. We have a Chippendale Rescue Rangers story.
Nice.
With the paper cutter price tag on it. I never saw a paper cutter one. Garfield the Big Star.
Oh, now you're talking my language.
Ms. Pac-Man.
Oh, yes.
That's got to be rare. That's a cool one.
It's got like no barcode, no price, nothing on it. So I'm very confused. It does, I don't know if you guys can see it, like clearly someone wrote all over it. So I'm like, these were donation ones from somewhere. I don't know where. Darkwing Duck and Clean Money. Someone's garage sale sticker on it still. All right, now we're getting going here. Time Trouble from Masters of the Universe.
Oh,
very nice.
So excited to find this one. I think I had some of these, but like the art is really, more comic art than the show art and all.
I've got probably a dozen of those. There's a pretty good amount in that collection.
Yeah, I was so excited. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Magic Crystal.
Yes, I just found that one not too long ago.
Yeah.
Those are the larger ones, the storybooks.
Yeah.
I've got 4 of those.
Did not know about this one, and I do think it's a little more recent based on the art. Garfield's Tales of Mystery.
I've got that one too. Yep. Yeah. I think that's within the last maybe 15 years.
91.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, because the art is like a little bit more, it's not the classic Garfield art. It's like a little slightly updated take on it. And this one was my favorite. So excited to find it here. Revenge of the Ghostosaurus, starring the real Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Wow, neat.
I don't know where all this came from. I really want to know. And I kind of like the stores are dirt. Sorry for anyone that loves them or shops them. Stores are kind of dirt, but I know there's one in my hometown and I'm going there soon. I kind of might make the trip just to see if they have them as well. So yeah, Ghostosaurus here's from 87.
Wow.
That's as ridiculous as you would expect. I love these stupid things too. I know you guys are showing them as well, but like I don't need to be buying more stuff. But if I'm in the wild in 2022, so
a
excited.
6 for $1, that's a steal, man.
Yeah, and then I just started grabbing more. At that point, I was like, I don't think they cared. I think they wanted them gone.
I've seen one real Ghostbusters book, and it was a pop-up book that I have somewhere. I think I even showed it in one of our early episodes, but I have not seen any real Ghostbusters stuff. So that's pretty rare, man.
Yeah.
All right. I got a couple of things left here. Here's a fun one. Just random. I don't know if your stores have these, but we've got one that's just like a circular rack, and it's just random stuff in there, from like birthday cards to I don't know, yarn to whatever, like stationery. And I'll just kind of look through there sometimes because I think I did send you, Adam, I think the Bart Simpson like notepad, right?
Yeah, I got it right here. I love it. Oh, that's
yeah. It's just like random stuff like that. I'm like, oh gosh, I got to look through here. So was there through the other looking through that bin the other day and found some vintage Pepsi pencils.
Wow.
Scented too.
Yes,
scented.
Now I can't smell anything. Now it makes me wonder if it's like cherry Pepsi scented, since there's a cherry right there. Cannot find a date or anything on there, and I don't know if that's just a sticker or whatever, but you can tell from the logo that that's probably mid to late 90s, maybe somewhere around in there. So Pepsi stuff, I don't know. I'm on the Cola Wars. I'm more Pepsi than Coke, but there's still plenty of collectibles on both sides of the coin there. One of my thrift stores has a Coke machine bank that I've been eyeing forever. It's $20. I probably should go ahead and get it, but I don't know. I got to haggle the guy maybe at some point to try to pull that down. But
get some tips from Kevin's book.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure that can work for more than just comics. So I've got a couple music things that I found. We went to a store that we don't frequent very often on Saturday, and I finally found some good stuff because I was striking out of all my other local places. So I like the book and record sets, of course. And this one kind of captured my eye. It's back from 83. I've never heard of like the brand Teddy Bear and Friends. The summer it snowed in Bearbank. And the only reason why I picked it up, I mean, it was $1, of course, and I like collecting these. The main character is voiced by Tommy Smothers.
Oh,
The Smothers Brothers. But complete your library with other exciting Starland records, the Smurfs, the Raccoons, Teddy Bear, and Friends. Also, June Foray, which I think she was Natasha, Boris and Natasha.
and Rocky the Squirrel, yeah.
Yes. I saw her name on there. I was like, I'm going to pick that up. All right, here. Strap in for a minute. Going through the CDs and found a couple. Some of my CDs I remember like having sticky or something in there when I'm pulling out of the sleeve. So I'm trying to replace some of my old CDs. But I found this. You all have seen like the TV themes, movie themes, and it's like some random orchestra that just puts together the hits. This one was from 1992. Ghost and other great movie hits: Robin Hood, Terminator 2, Beaches, Driving Miss Daisy, Total Recall, and Dying Young.
That's quite a collection.
Yes, I thought so as well. Terminator 2, Final Judgment. A little off there. Judgment Day, right?
Yeah, maybe they were trying to avoid copyright issues.
But
I mean, the logos definitely are trying to avoid copyright.
Yeah. This is as generic as you get. But what I thought was hilarious was the description inside. So bear with me for a second. So they talk about the movies. One of 1991's biggest attraction was the Terminator 2, The Final Judgment, starring the handsome Arnold Schwarzenegger. In this dazzling fantasy thriller, Schwarzenegger is back and he's badder than ever. All right, there's some more hokey ones in here. Now, this is the description of Total Recall. Here's the lead. Complete with violence, action, and terrific sci-fi adventure. You're leading off with violence, okay. 1990s Total Recall stars Schwarzenegger and Sharon Stone. The futuristic tale is a thrill a minute and combines the creative talents of those responsible for Blade Runner, Alien, and Robocop. Anyway, I thought that was funny. Complete with violence. One more in here. Actually, well, let's see. Yeah, we'll do one more. For Robocop, the 1987 science fiction fantasy Robocop has been called, quote, the ultimate superhero movie. Okay. Maybe at the time, I don't know. This extremely violent film concerns a mortally wounded futuristic policeman who was melted back to strength at the most awesome and as the most awesome defender of justice.
Could you imagine if this was somebody's introduction to any of those franchises? Like they just I love movie music, and they're like, "That's what it's about."
That's what just gets me with some of these descriptions. It's like, what if you're just figuring out, what these movies are or what they're about? From Bull Durham to Dances with Wolves, screen heartthrob Kevin Costner has consistently delivered immaculate performances. I'm not sure about that claim. He's been in some good ones, but one of his most memorable roles appears in the enchanting 1991 Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, with the tender hit, "Everything I do it for you." So I have not listened to it yet. I'm excited to listen to it here, but I just thought those descriptions were funny. They got the name of the Terminator movie wrong, and
Final Judgment.
Anyway, lead on, whoever else.
All right. Well, I'm going to start out here with just a little bit of a plug when it comes to tapes because it fits my theme. But I recently got this Monster Squad soundtrack cassette from Terror Vision. It's fantastic. It's the whole like score and everything, plus like the Monster Squad rap and Rock Till You Drop and all that. But of course, the big draw is friend to all of us, Sean Robert. Okay. He designed years ago these Monster Squad trading cards just that never existed. They were just digital. And now he got to actually have them printed and included as part of the sale of these tapes. You got a poster, you got all this stuff. So yeah. I just thought that was really cool. It's a fun thing. So that put me on kind of a cassette kick lately as I've been plugging in my Walkman.
real quick, did you
Yeah.
see on Twitter somebody responded to Sean that actually worked at Tops and said they had saw some kind of prototype or something and passed on the license? Or no, they watched an early cut of the film. That's what it was, and they passed. So
That's a wild piece of history. That's great.
yeah.
Wow. But I do have something for you here, Jason. So I did pick up a single this last week. I don't know if it's one that you already have, but a little Amy Grant. We were talking about her last time. I Will Remember You. Do you have this already?
Don't have that one. No.
Okay.
No.
So that one's heading your way. Another one that brought up last time when I had those 45s that I sent you with the picture sleeves, White Nights. We had just a single. Now here's the full soundtrack. I just watched the movie for the first time. I've had a VHS copy for a while. Really cool movie. I really liked it. Lots of dancing, obviously. This is what I picked up today, actually. This is Survivor. So this is, the classic look to that. Unfortunately, this tape's a little bit warped. It still plays, but it gets a little muffled sometimes, but some great songs in here, really great songs. The Pretty Woman soundtrack.
There you go. Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
I just remember the music video for Pretty Woman with Roy Orbison and the all-star band of people who became the Traveling Wilburys, essentially. And now I can't remember who it was, if it was you, Jason, that posted the Nelson sealed tape.
Yes.
Yep. That was you. Okay, so I picked up a copy of a Nelson album, and guess what? They suck. I had never heard Nelson's music before. I just heard of them. That twin band from the early 90s or late 80s. And they're not good. Well produced.
I could have saved you $1, man. You just had to, text me.
The other one here was the Jets. Fun fact, I had friends in my neighborhood and they're like, the Jets are our cousins. So obviously they're a big family. They had a lot of cousins too. So, but I remember there was a lot of Jets commercials back in the day. They would do jingles for these like Kool-Aid jammers, like, Capri Sun style Kool-Aid and other like anti-drug stuff. So I was like, oh, okay, the Jets, I know them, Saturday morning. But also I have a lot of these cassette collections of The Shadow, but I'd never seen this particular style before. This is from a set I wasn't familiar with. So I just thought it was cool to pick up this. I found that today. But also in my travels today, I was like, I got all these tapes. What am I going to play them on? Oh, how about a tape player? This is a classic. God,
I love old technology.
Yeah, I mean, this is just because everybody's always wants the boom box, right? The ghetto blaster, right, as they called it back in the day. But like, this is the style that I had growing up. This is what my family had. So and the other trick of these, right, is like getting them to actually play, right? Does it actually work? So I had to clean it up quite a bit.
There we go.
So that side works. And then there's this side.
Pretty woman walking down the street, pretty woman, the kind I like to meet, pretty woman.
Sounds like the Chipettes there.
Yeah, so you get your chipmunk side and you get your regular side. So but still very excited to have an actual full tape deck to play stuff on now. So
I've been trying to find a Walkman around in my stores recently because my Walkman died, and all the ones I'm seeing like on the Goodwill site are like $10 a piece. You don't know if they work or not. I'm like, I want something to play cassettes with. I have my stereo, but I wanted something portable. But I might have to look into get something like that. Yeah,
I mean, I haven't come across them very often, so I was excited to see that one. All the ones I've bought in the past didn't work, so.
Alrighty, Kevin.
All right. This is going to be a theme one. And this was bought over time. But someone this week decided to mock my favorite writer. Someone's Adam.
Uh-oh.
So kids today being spoiled, with your YouTube and your internet and stuff. But when we were kids, there was no real discussion of comics in mass media. Or if it, every once in a while you get like the Biff Bam Pow newspaper article or whatever. But one of the few things that there was the Sci-Fi Channel had, I believe it's called the Anti-Gravity Room, like a little like sci-fi news buzz thing, whatever. And every episode, and this was when it was fully spelled out, SCI-Fi, not the current channel. Every episode would have this sci-fi writer by the name of Harlan Ellison on to have like a little rant, to just say a couple things. I'm like, I like this guy. I like this guy a lot. And bookstores didn't have anything. My local Walden Books had nothing. Found a couple things at the library. Loved it. And one of the things that I like about him is award-winning, very prolific in his life and all, very influential. And he wouldn't write a novel because he didn't think he was good enough. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. This guy just has like this pressure and everything for him. So I discovered I had to dig through these anthologies and collections and everything to try to find one story from him. And so over the years, half. So all these are thrifted finds, every one of them. This was not all him. He created a concept for an alien world, Medea, Harlan's world, and then had other writers come in and do a story based off of that world and everything. And it still has the old B. Dalton booksellers sticker on it, which I never went to a B. Dalton. I only remember them being a official sponsor for Reading Rainbow, I think. Like you can find this at your Walden Books and your B. Dalton books.
I think you're right. Yeah.
But like Frank Herbert, who did Dune, has stories in here. Like everyone that was popular at the time has something in there. I found An Edge in My Voice, which is he wrote columns for newspapers in LA like once a week, and they just collected them all in here. And then he has to give explanations because sometimes it's like someone wrote in a letter and they pissed me off. So here's that letter reprinted. And then here's my response to them. He was an angry SOB.
That's what I was going to say. It sounds like he angered a lot of people. A lot of people angered him. Yeah.
All the time. So go back to Terminator there. He watched Terminator and was like, oh, that's a good movie. Too bad it's my story. And was successfully sued them and sued James Cameron for stealing one of his stories. So now all the credits on everything Terminator has to show inspired by a short story by Harlan Ellison. He pulled the same thing at Marvel. New comics came out. Marvel gets phone calls like, hey, whoever the editor was at the time, not post Stanley. They're like, hey, new issue of comic came out today. Yeah. We're really proud of it. Yeah. Harlan wrote that story a year ago. What? They're like, yeah, don't know if it was on purpose or not, but he wrote that story a year ago. So you best reach out to him before he reaches out to you, because he will. Then others like, hang on, I got to call another line. Who's on the other line? Oh, it's Harlan. It's already there. So he said, listen, you clearly stole my story. Here's what we're going to do. Anytime you have to print an apology. Anytime it's reprinted, I get credit, and I get everything you produce for the rest of my life. So Marvel had to send him everything that they made for the rest of his life as an apology.
Yeah, to be fair, by mocking of Harlan Ellison, I was reading a foreword he did for a Wizard Price Guide annual, and it was just very long-winded. I was like, when are we getting to comics here, Harlan? It was all about like a diatribe about what collectors are, the collector's mentality. And ultimately, he reveals that he himself has tens of thousands of comics. Now we know why.
And he does. And there's a very quick YouTube clip from that sci-fi show of someone came to his house and was like, oh, let me see your collection all. He's like, well, it's secret, so we have to blindfold you. And they do a silly thing where she's blindfolded and like he just has her walk around in circles and stuff like that, and I'll just find out where it is. But they showed it off. Oh my god, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. Awesome. He had to get his house reinforced because of the weight of the books.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah. All right.
Wow.
The 100 best books in horror that were ever made. So Harlan's in here just talking about his favorites, but like Stephen King's in here, Forrest J. Ackerman, like everyone just talking about their favorite horror books. Thrilling Tales. I've seen this at the thrift store tons of times. Harlan Ellison has a short story in it, so I had to grab it. What year is this one? I can't find the year. Oh, November 89. Science Fiction Magazine. He had a story, so I grabbed it. One was at a flea market. And then most people would be excited for old Doctor Who books.
Yeah.
He writes the introduction. So because he wrote a 3-page introduction, I had to add this to my collection. That's the only reason I have this. Nothing against Doctor Who, but I would not have bought it. But I saw his name and I'm like, well, I got to add that. I have boxes of these books that I've just bought because he has a short story in it. He did an introduction, anything, whether it's 1 page or 20 or a whole book, I have it. And there's still more I don't have. So now I have to buy this freaking Wizard magazine there that's not in my collection. And somehow I missed it. Didn't know about it till listening to the podcast. Now I got to add that to the collection too. God, making me spend money at them.
Jason, what do you got over there? I saw you step away to grab something.
Yeah, I had to. Well, Kevin made me jealous last week or last time. So, what was the Masters Universe book that you got?
Oh, the one I just showed.
Yeah.
Time Trouble.
All right. There it is. Time Trouble.
Hey.
But I've also got The Thief of Castle Grayskull.
Oh, look at that.
Good picture there. The Sword of Skeletor. Let's see. Secret of the Dragon Egg. And I think some of these are based on episodes. I could be wrong. The Rock Warriors.
Oh, I haven't seen that cover in forever.
Mask of Evil.
Damn it. It's on the back. I knew you were going to have that.
And The Trap. So I'm not sure. I have not, that might be the entire run, but I'm looking on the back because they are on the back and I see, yeah, that might be it. Cool. Anyway, I had found some of these and some of them, well, actually some of them I bought at a comic book store, local comic book store, just to kind of try to piece a collection together. I've pretty much blown my finds, so I'm going to show off just another piece of my collection. And this kind of ties into what you're talking about, Kevin. I like going back and you're maybe finding a series of books that you like and you see an author's name and you're like, oh, really? He did that or she did that. So one of my favorite things to collect, I have probably about 25 Choose Your Own Adventure books. Vintage that I've just picked up along the way, $1 here, $1 there, and nowhere near the complete volume, which I don't know. I think it's in the hundreds that they've made. But Adam sent me some, and I found some at thrift stores of the Find Your Fate books, which they do G.I. Joe, they do Transformers, there's Thundercats, there's Indiana Jones, maybe? Under that Find Your Fate title, but it's basically the same thing as the Choose Your Own Adventure books. And what's neat about I love the covers on these G.I. Joe ones, but they do have some fun, more like penciled illustrations on the inside. Every, I don't know, maybe dozen or so pages, there's they'll show another illustration based on the story or whatever. But I've got, let's see, so I've got 6 of those. There's at least 15 because I've got number 15 here, but I'll show you the covers on these because they're pretty glorious. So that was Operation Star Raider. That's number 1 in the set. Dusty was always one of my favorite characters. So there's Operation Terror Trap. You've got Gung Ho in the swamp here, the Everglades Swamp Terror. You've got Operation Deathstone. This is what caught my eye, speaking about authors. So here's Operation Mindbender. You see who the author is.
Wow, that's cool.
R.L. Stein.
What number is that in the series?
I'm sorry?
What number is that in the series?
That's number 9 in the series, Operation Mindbender. I'm sure he probably did a couple more because I found Well, I actually picked up 2 from eBay, but I did find one. These are just regular novels, GI Joe novels. And he did this one here, Jungle Raid. You can see R.L. Stine. So we know the stories. I collect the comic books, and I was huge into the Real American Hero series. So finding those, I want to really go back through and read them and see what some other people are, how they put you in the GI Joe world, And then I do have, I'll throw these out here too. Here's some Transformers ones.
Oh, neat.
And these ones, they do have some illustrations in here as well. Some are better than others, but there's this one is Dinobots Strike Back. I've got Attack of the Insecticons, some of my favorite characters. Earthquake. And again, I'm not sure if these are based on episodes or anything. The Invisibility Factor. So this one's a little bit later because you got some of the movie characters there. I see Galvatron and Hot Rod and Cup. So yeah, that's 86. The other ones, I think they're all about 86, 85 range. The GI Joe ones, I think, are maybe, some of them are actually maybe a little bit older than that, like maybe 86 or 87. That one's 88. So yeah, those, I just gravitate towards those. I've got some other illustrated books. Oh, here's one right here that are Transformers too. So the artwork's just glorious. It's unique from what all these GI Joe books too. The illustrations and stuff. I don't think you see anywhere else. They were specifically made for those books. So that's what a collection, part of my book collection. I've been looking for those. Always looking for those Find Your Fate books. So
I don't know if I still have it, but I had some of the GI Joe ones in a slipcase when I was a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if it was like a Scholastic Book Fair or Woolworth or Hills or something like that. But I remember them all signed into a case because I getting into comics too. I had to make sure they were 1, 2, 3, 4 in the thing, that they're in order. I don't know if I haven't thought about that in forever. I'm gonna waste a lot of time going. I'm slowly getting everything that I put in storage at my mom's like forever ago, thinking, oh, I want to keep this for moments like this, and this I need to throw away. And I'm slowly going through it all. So I got to see if I got that still. I can say I've given up. I don't know what happened to my Mask figures. I had a bunch. I don't know what happened to them. I've given up. I've looked for 20 years. They're not in the attic.
All right. Well, to piggyback on that real quick, I do have this that I just found recently, which is a Batman Superpowers Which Way book. So a little, again, with the choose your own adventure style, just an offshoot there. So it's fun though. It's got a lot of illustrations. I don't know, a giant whale attacking something. There's lots of pictures of Batman punching bad guys and stuff. So that was a fun find lately. But I've been finding kind of weird odds and ends. One of them I actually picked up for Mickey, and then I messaged him and he said, I already have this. But this is a Pizza Hut branded soda jug. Essentially, get your pizza, then take your soda to the party, right? You can just fill it up here, with your thermos. But my favorite part about this is there's a little tag right here that says you get a free refill when you buy a medium or large pizza. And then they'll just fill it up with soda for you. I want to go to my local Pizza Hut and be like, are you going to honor this?
Come on, honor it, man.
There's no expiration here,
Yeah, that is on you. No expiration date.
Now it actually says for a limited time only, but I'll just cover that with my thumb. But the other part here, this is something that, when the deal, I talked about my son earlier helping me find stuff. The deal is he gets to go to the toy aisle and he gets to pick something. My wife just keeps saying, stop bringing up thrift store toys. But we find some good stuff every once in a while, like this. This is a vintage Power Rangers Red Ranger blaster. Okay, so this is like for the first generation of toys that came out. And it's in really nice condition in terms of just like, you know, the plastic and everything. But the thing about this is that it actually converts from a blaster into a dagger. Yeah. So it's the paint's coming off. My wife's like, it has blood on it. I'm like, that's not blood. The paint but the only sad part is this actually is incomplete, because this part here is supposed to have another handle, basically, that when you turn it into a dagger, it covers up and it's got teeth, and it makes like a, you know, a Tyrannosaurus Rex type face or mouth, you know, shape. So unfortunately it's not in like pristine condition, but overall it's the most fun thing about this is my son has literally been running around the house for a week going, go Power Rangers, and he just wants to play Power Rangers all the time. So it works. The toys
mission
work.
accomplished. Yeah.
So, but yeah, so those are just kind of my random odds and ends, but man, what an episode, right?
Yeah. Anything else for you, Kevin?
I'll show it quick, just so I don't leave it out until next time. We don't really show clothes a whole lot, but if you are looking and you see something that looks like it's wrestling, grab it, throw it up on eBay. So I found old Dean Ambrose, now known as John Moxley, in AEW.
Wow.
Shirts at local thrift store. Some he was unstable, kids. Remember that. So someone had a bunch. These were the two that looked in the best shape and looked like that I can do something with them. Even though I'm a wrestling fan, there's certain shirts that I just don't wear in public, and certain people I'm a bigger fan of than others. So I'm gonna go ahead and I've already cleaned them. They did not smell great at first when I found them. That was one of the problems. But tournaments that out, threw them through the wash a couple times. They seem much better now.
It's funny, you kind of gravitate towards some of those areas when you find something good. Like when my wife found that Blockbuster sweater that I sent you, actually it fit your wife pretty well.
Yeah.
So now I'm like going back through the aisles. Is there a polo shirt somewhere? I'm looking for yellow and that bright blue. You know, maybe you find something like that. I always have to look through like the glassware and the drinkware stuff, because I found that Kool-Aid pitcher that was on an earlier episode that with the Kool-Aid brand on there, kind of like the Pizza Hut jug. A grail item would be finding the Kool-Aid Man pitcher, like that looks like him with the set of glasses that they had back in the day, just the plastic ones, you know. I would love to find something like that someday. I don't care how it smells or whatever. I'll paint it red just to make it look like there's some stuff in there. But it's just weird how those kind of things, because I remember we had that. We had the Kool-Aid Man pitcher, and Mom made Kool-Aid, and you know, those kinds of things. It seems, you know, nostalgia just grabs you, and you have to kind of look around the whole store. You can't just go to the books and the, you know, VHS tapes and toys. But it's what keeps us coming back, right?
Sure.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it then for episode 11. Thank you guys for bringing all your finds to us. Hope you guys will subscribe to us, TRN TV. Comment below with anything that maybe we showed off that struck a chord with you and you want to talk about it. We're happy to continue the conversation. And down in the description, we'll always keep links to Adam's channel, Kevin's channel. Check out Adam on the Wizards podcast channel as well. We're on YouTube in several different places, so and my channel too. So make sure you are subscribed to all of us, and we'll see. We pop up videos everywhere. We're the pop up video guys, right? Anyway, for these guys, Jason here. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in about a month, we'll say.